Perhaps there would be much to be gained to have him as an ally and not merely as a neutral observer.
I think there might be a way we could do that if we could get in touch with him.
Anyway, if you prefer to launch from elsewhere, he can arrange for that to happen as well.
Yeah, I think we should probably, if he catches us on our lake, that's going to be a violation of his terms.
He did say that he wanted purview over the whole lake.
Yeah,
Like we could send him word that why don't we just send him a how long of a ride is it out there?
I think it was 9 days from Silverbow.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, 9 days.
So we wouldn't be able to get a response back.
You guys got back in 7.
Well, if we're going to take 2 weeks of downtime, we can send a Raven or something in the meantime with a message and see if we get a response before we leave.
Well, yeah, you could send a runner out there and then just cast message on him after a week, or after 9 days or whatever.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. We're telling him that we have business in another realm, and the boat, the easiest boat launch is his thing, is his city. We're like, is it fine for us to meet our navigator there and launch from there?
Okay.
And then I can pin the letter. He seemed to like me well enough.
So you're going to ask Zaquiel for permission, or are you going to tell him this is what we expect to happen? How are you approaching this?
Victor suggests politely and with asking for permission and try to make it a more agreeable relationship.
I mean, that's...
I guess just ask him if he has a problem with us booking passage over his lake.
Is there any reason that he would...
Well, you got to remember how arrogant he was. So if we go with anything other than,
I think
can we please do this?
I think we should ask for permission, just to stroke his ego.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then Ekon, you're going to cast a message to the runner to.
Yeah, I'll cast a sending.
Okay.
Yeah, in 10 days.
Yeah, the response is that Zaquiel would be delighted to watch you sail away from his village on the non-negotiable condition
that we don't come back.
Did you tell the runner where you're traveling to? Where your destination is?
Honestly, I don't see how that's any of his business, but you do you.
Yeah, I don't think we should. It's we just have business in another realm.
Okay. Then his response is surprising. He's happy to watch you sail away from his village on the non-negotiable agreements that you will deliver a parcel for him on his behalf to a contact of his at the university. You don't know how he knows you're going there.
Victor is of the opinion that that's a small price to pay.
Yeah, and Ekon will cast a second sending and tell him that we're okay with that.
Okay. Go ahead and perform 2 weeks of downtime from Xanathar's if you like. Let me get access to...
The sound of it sounds like Edmont is coming up on that time of the month at 2 weeks.
It's like a wolf out little library.
So I have a bit of a concern. Were we not informed of at the end of the last session that Tenny was found playing with a raven feather?
Yeah, Victor needs to address the whole raven feather thing.
I have to step away for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I feel like leaving for an extended period of time without addressing that would be bad.
So I don't know if Evie knows about it. I think just Victor saw her.
Okay, I think only Victor knows about it at this point.
I don't know why Tenny wouldn't come with us, because we're still teaching her her first level noble stuff, right?
This is potentially a very dangerous place for a child.
So is our village when we're not there.
Yeah, we're going to another village. So another city.
Why would we take her with us?
Who would we leave her with?
We have household staff who could watch over her.
We have the Ambersons here as well.
I
Yeah,
we
I mean,
go on
Evernoth-
adventures-
If you're concerned about, things locally, then yes, we should bring her with us.
My concern is that she'll get kidnapped and murdered over there, but at the same time, she can make her own choices.
Yeah, ask her if she wants to come. I think you should ask her opinion.
This is
I
such a
disagree
bad
with
idea.
asking the child.
How old is she at this point?
She's
Child
11.
Carol? She's 11? Jesus, yeah, ask her.
This is a dangerous place for us.
I'm in agreement with Evelyn.
This is too dangerous a place to take her, I think.
You gotta stop trying to control everybody. Give her the choice. Explain
Victor,
the
you're
dangers.
doing it again.
So are you, Evie. So are you.
I'm looking out for the welfare of my sister. That's out of line.
You're trying to control her the way you try to control Edmont. Didn't Ekon tell you to relax?
You're doing it again, Victor.
I'm so sorry. My apologies. I heard strange noises outside of my office. Turns out my wife got home from work early. And I'm like,
It's always good.
so
Well, glad it's not a serial killer.
I'm not being invaded.
I was about to say the strange noises. Was it Victor talking? Because that's very strange.
It's going to be, she's going to be joining us in a few moments so she can order some DoorDash for us tonight. Because we have the season finale of Ring Show to watch, and then the Farce Period Dragon Show. That's our Sunday ritual. Anyway.
Okay, so
We're debating about Tinny.
I am planning to do a commune. If anyone wants any questions, I might have some left after I'm done. Got one commune during the whole downtime.
Victor's gonna talk to Tinny during the downtime.
Air is in his crystal lighthouse on Mount Celestial. Like, I cannot wipe my ass.
So confirmation errors on Mount Celestia? Gotcha.
I would assume so, yeah. Well, no, he's much more a Bitopia kind of deity, I think.
I would
Yeah.
just
I would call it, yeah.
Because, yeah, Air is big on knowledge and industry and good works.
is he like Cuthbert or what is that deity? Is it Cuthbert?
No, he's Cuthbert.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
it's a D&D deity. So probably not. It's like the god of the snow. Wait, Palor is the god of the sun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Air secretly?
If anyone else has any questions, I might have some left over.
I have nothing.
I've got nothing.
Dear Lord Air,
Victor just wants to know if we're going to leave this place and get home.
might it be possible for me to attain the name or otherwise the information about one of your servants also trapped, a celestial servant of yours also trapped in this realm, that I might utilize my summoning spells you have granted to me?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What are you trying to...
Can I...
A being of air already trapped.
Yeah,
in
is there an angel of air already trapped in Ravenloft that I could use for my summoning spells?
What spell?
Summon Celestial, which is in one of the extended Tashas.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying that if he were to summon an angel of air, they would become trapped here. So he wants.
Yeah, we
to-
already established that one.
Already trapped here that he can summon as a loophole.
That's a fun question. Why, yes.
Is it possible that in this great city of knowledge I might acquire information about the true name or other information about to enable my summoning of this creature?
Yes.
I don't like the way he's saying that.
This is a bad idea.
I don't have another questions. Told you guys I might have an extra.
And once again, you have that familiar sensation. That's exactly the answer that you wanted to hear.
For reference, I would think I might also want to use a different spell, like to talk to them, as opposed to like that specifically is like summon them for combat. But like, what is the other one?
So we have 2 weeks of downtime. Do we have to resolve anything or make any rolls?
Yeah.
I'm just making, doing magic stuff. So like I spend exactly 2 weeks. I spend 78 gold. I make 5 comprehend language scrolls.
Okay.
No, excuse me. Is that 4? Yeah,
Why
4
do we need those? We can all cast that spell.
We can like there's people in the party who can only cast it once.
Keep in mind, you can cast it by using your house magic slot. This would give you the opportunity to
Right.
cast it a lot more often.
Right. Yeah. So 4 comprehend languages scrolls for 52 gold, and 1 day of downtime. 2 cure wound scrolls at half a day of downtime and 26 gold.
Okay.
Finish Evie's dagger for a day and a half. A day and a quarter, and then I spend exactly the rest of the time to make 9 fireball scrolls for free with that with that ink
Would
that
you
I
repeat
made.
that sentence that you just said?
I'm making 9 fireball scrolls with that magic glass solution ink that I researched.
Did you say 9?
9 fireball scrolls. 9. 1 less than 10.
Treble.
Yeah. What?
Should I be worried about something?
That's not the.
What
That's-
mischief could Genie cause with 9 fireball scrolls?
We're going to
Listen.
the largest city, and you could pack anything.
Huh?
And you choose to pack 9 fireball scrolls.
I will mention to you that Genie has very good pattern recognition, and everywhere we've went, things have tried to kill us.
That's true.
And everywhere we have went, Ekon's fire has been very effective.
Not at Zaquiel's wall.
And everywhere we've went,
Wall. It's like an earthquake. Show his wall.
All right, so Genie's gonna burn down the university.
also we're going to a place with a library, so everything is flammable. So if we have to make a very quick escape, we set the building on fire and we run away.
No.
So
What
that's
other
9.
what other downtime actions do we need to resolve, if any?
It's going to take 2 weeks to draw a painting of to do artwork of Van Richten's wheelhouse.
Okay. I mean, he's not going to stick around to model it for you. He's got preparations.
No,
he's got
no. Edmont could have taken a sketch before and then finished it up later during this.
And peeking around the corner of Van Richten's wheelhouse is a familiar friend.
Should have asked Van Richten about your friend.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I should have done that.
Did you look at one of your paintings?
He looked at the painting hanging in the foyer of the manor house, yes.
Yeah.
But unless Edmont pointed it out, there would be no reason to really know that it was strange. It's just a guy. Just a guy.
I mean, we're going to be seeing him again eventually.
Evie, do you have any downtime actions to resolve? Victor or Ekon?
Yeah.
Do some math and figure out how much time it takes to make a poison that costs 150 gold.
Okay.
Half of that divided by 5.
What is Victor doing?
Victor needs to talk to Tinny about the feather, and he's also going to do some pit fighting.
We'll do the downtime action. We'll resolve Tenny
Okay.
afterwards.
That would be the pit fight then.
Pit fighting.
half.
This is like the second time you've initiated
Yeah.
a fight club.
He's got to take his frustrations out.
Can I have
completely
one?
valid.
I need one more day than 2 weeks.
You can have it. That's fine. I don't see anything to be gained for being a stickler on it, so you can take one more day.
All right. Do we have 150 gold for me to spend?
No, you need to
Yeah.
do a pit fight.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we do.
Okay, I'm taking
I'll
that. I
t-
guess.
Yeah, just You've got 90 gold on you,
You're right, I do.
and then you can take.
I don't have 90 gold.
Victor.
I'm going by the party sheet.
Oh, I think I only have 16 gold. Party sheet might have to be updated.
Go ahead and make those 3 checks, Victor. Either strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
So I'm going to do strength athletics, then I'm going to substitute my attack roll for the con one. So first roll is going to be a 16.
Okay. Second one?
Second roll do I have to do strength for one, dex for the other, or can I do dex for both?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread this. Yeah, one is strength athletics, one is dex acrobatics, and then one is the constitution check that's here.
Okay. Yeah, that's what. Okay, so the first one's 16. Second one is going to be a 13.
Okay.
And the last one is going to be the attack roll, which is going to be a 24.
Okay, 2 successes. And roll a d6 for complication.
Six. A fun one.
All right. You have this fighting club out in the woods. You were doing this like out in the woods away from the village with some of the other some of the men. The third night that you're out there, a visitor from outside of the village takes part. Victor Veritas, I didn't think you had the scrote for this sort of thing, says Duke Darkwood as he arrives
Oh
at your
no.
midnight pit fight. And he immediately begins shrugging his cloak off his shoulder, setting his walking stick aside. He has a fur cap that he sets aside, pulls off his boots. All right, show me what you're made of. And he gets into the ring with you.
Victor is very enthused about this and jumps in the ring with him. Tells him welcome. He's glad to see him.
What is the nature of your weaponry? Like, are you in this fight? Because you said you substitute an attack roll, so you're using a knife.
Yeah, I guess it'd be like wooden daggers probably. Like blunted, non-lethal.
Victor, make me a horror check. Remember, this is just a straight D20. You want an 11 or
It's a
better.
straight one.
I'm sorry, it was a what?
That's a straight up one. Because of course it is.
This is Victor's third horror fail.
Is Jeannie still in the lead?
Is it third? I thought it was just second.
That's third. I got you down for 3. Jeannie's got 2. Edmund has 0. Edmund's nothing unflappable.
What was the first?
He is
I thought
unflappable.
there was one where
I don't
Gina
remember what they
stepped-
were. I'm just keeping track on my spreadsheet here.
You failed the one in the after the Squelcher Lord, you failed the one in the mirror and this one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bear with me one moment. So I just have to...
And Jeannie's failed the one after the Squelcher Lord and the she failed the Lycanthrope one, the one for distinguishing the wolf and Edmont.
Now, in second edition, you get a +1 modifier on your roll if you're of an evil alignment against a horror check. Oh, but a -4 if a close friend or family member is in the scene.
Oh,
I think-
Well-
Victor, roll a d6.
It's a 1.
A 1. Here's what happens in the fight. Is you're fighting with this blunted wooden knife. The idea being that you could strike with it, perhaps place a bruise. You're not trying to hurt anybody in this pit fighting. It's just functionally dirt wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And Darkwood comes at you unarmed. He doesn't seem to fear your little wooden knife. He might even goad you a little bit. And he is monster strong. I mean, he gets your arm pinned behind you. He drives you down to your knees. You're a wily little bastard yourself. You manage to squeeze out this way and that. But you get the sense that he's just kind of toying around with you. He's not taking the fight seriously. At any point, he could just drop the hammer and put you out. Start using the knife more and more, knowing that it's not a real knife and knowing that he can take whatever punishment is taken until he tackles you back to the ground. You feel the whole weight of him as he hits you down. This is his finale for the fight. This is him putting an end to the game of cat and mouse. And then you feel the blood hot wash over your body. And when you pull your hand back, you see that the hilt of your wooden knife is drawn all the way up into his rib cage.
Damn.
And he looks down at it, and this shouldn't be possible. It's not a sharp object. And you realize that you saw it happen before it happened. You realize that you saw yourself in anger or frustration or just wanting to put Darkwood in his place and be stronger than the strongest man you know. You saw it happen. You saw yourself dealing the wound with this knife with a strength that you didn't know you had. And then you did it as he came at you. Darkwood, for his part, what's the term in the book for number 6 is that you nearly fatally injure your opponent was the complication that you rolled.
Near fatal.
The good news is that Darkwood is also a practiced cleric. He's like a level 19 cleric of Heimdall. So he's able to heal the wound and bind it. But the magical healing, remember, Darkwood has aversion to magical healing. He doesn't like it that much. He's having great difficulty breathing and his wheezing. And you think, you're not trained in medicine, are you?
No, but I'm trained in psionic communication to call for Ekon.
Ekon's all the way back in the village.
If there's time, that doesn't stop Victor from doing it.
Yeah, you don't like the way he's breathing very raggedly all of a sudden. He seems like he's going to live. And for his part, he seems impressed with the blow. He admonishes you because he didn't think that's the way the fight was going to go. He decries it as being a dishonorable blow, but sometimes you have to fight dirty. He realizes that. He sees that capacity in you now, and it's his fault for underestimating you. But man, you don't like the way he's breathing right now. And
yeah, Victor is gonna. How far away are we from the village?
well, before we get to that, looking at your hand, your hand, your wrist, your upper arm is covered in his blood all over your torso, and you're just holding this wooden functionally like a fencing knife. And your hand opens, you drop it to the ground. The function of failing your third horror check is aversion. You cannot bear to look at the scene anymore. You have no choice. You avert your eye. You turn away from Darkwood.
Okay.
Man, the text is... the thought of attacking somebody with a knife turns your stomach. For the next month, Victor is not able to attack somebody with a piercing weapon.
Oh my god.
The horror of it overwhelms you. If you choose to do so, you will undergo a dark powers check for the next in-game month.
Do psionic daggers that do not deal piercing damage count as piercing weapons?
They don't cause wounds.
They are piercing weapons.
I would say as long as they're dealing psionic damage, but
Well, they're not daggers. They're psychic blade.
That's true.
That's true.
Any other form of your damage type is actually doing physical damage and would be capable of drawing blood. You're probably okay as long as you stick to psionic damage. But being in Darkwood's presence, just the horror and shame of what you've done is so overwhelming. You don't have a choice but to leave the scene. And you kind of arrive back at the village without remembering how you got there or how long you've been walking back through the woods. Face white as a ghost and covered in Darkwood's blood.
Does he have the chance to say, I'm going to go get a medic as he runs off?
No. You turned away and probably lost your lunch. So that was an excellent use of your downtime action. You did make 100 gold pieces from the pit fights.
Worth it.
Do we see him come back to the village covered in blood?
That's up to him. It's up to him if he wants somebody to find him or not.
If Ekon walks out, yeah. Actually, he's gonna look for Ekon.
Okay.
I mean, Ekon would be either in his room or in the church.
He stumbles into the church covered in blood.
Yeah, Victor stumbles in the church covered in blood. The face just white, just completely pale.
Ekon!
What does the other guy look like?
Darkwood! Go help him!
Excuse me? You were fighting Darkwood?
In the woods, it was just for sport. I don't know how.
Sure, that. Yeah, that's a great way. Okay, so if you tell Ekon how to go get there, he will.
Ekon, by the time you get out to the woods, Victor, you can't bring yourself to go back out there with him.
That's fine. He's in the church.
Ekon, are you taking anybody with you or going alone?
No, I'll just go myself.
Okay. By the time you get there, most of the men have already kind of dispersed. I'm actually not clear whether the others know that Victor likes to go out into the woods and do Fight Club. Is that...
I don't think Ekon knew.
Okay.
Unless he's been telling us, but...
Well, that's up to Victor if he wants... If the secret's out now in any event, because there's no hiding it at this point. A couple of the men were staying behind because they see how gravely wounded Darkwood is. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Sure.
Does Victor get experience for almost killing Darkwood?
It's an 18 on medicine.
His breathing is really poor. And you're thinking, when you see the wooden dagger that was left behind, you can't believe this wound was dealt with that weapon. It's just like a fencing implement. But Victor somehow managed to puncture Darkwood's lung.
I've been there.
And he's done some mild. He's bound it up as best he can, and he's done some mild magical healing on it. But he has an aversion to magical healing. He doesn't completely trust it. But unless he receives some, if he's going to be stubborn about it, he's going to be badly wounded. It's not going to heal properly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do my best to try and convince him to let me heal him.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a persuasion of a big 13.
Okay. Beats his 7. You really think it's that bad, do you?
I've seen this before. I've seen people bleed out from it if they didn't receive healing. This is your lungs are going to fill with blood, and you're going to drown in it.
I'll defer to your knowledge then. Aethar. Do what needs to be done.
I'll tag him with Jesus. I mean, I'll hit him with a 4th level cure wounds, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, the bending happens and his breathing becomes less ragged, more regular. And I don't know what I did to make Victor have it out for me. Just a bit of light goading.
I don't know what you did to make Victor put a piece of wood through your ribs like that.
He asks one of the other men to help him back to his long haul. And the scene kind of ends there awkwardly.
All right, Victor, good news. The following weapons are capable of dealing sneak attack damage and do not deal piercing damage. Hand axes,
They're not finesse.
they're thrown. Ranged weapons count.
He's not proficient.
Yeah, I know. None of them. He's not proficient in any of them. Whip,
I got psionic damage.
scimitar. That's it.
That's why basically every cultist has a scimitar across all 5 ebooks. All right, was there anybody else who was waiting on doing downtime actions?
I was doing artwork.
Okay.
Question: Can Victor stand to see Darkwood when he's not bleeding?
You're not looking forward to it, but I mean, the next day after you've rested and recuperated and kind of regained yourself, you're going to have that aversion to using, basically stabbing people with knives for an in-game month.
Well, that'll come back on the threats. Yeah, if possible, Victor would like to go apologize to Darkwood during the downtime.
You're not going to have time to get out there and get back before you guys are leaving.
He'll at least write a letter and send it with a bird or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, there are people that go back and forth periodically between here and the village.
Yeah, he'll write an apology letter to Darkwood for almost killing him.
On the other hand, that's a rep right there. You almost killed Darkwood. Rowan Darkwood in a street fight.
Just erase all of Victor's reputations and replace all of them with almost got Darkwood.
Somewhere.
The only
You
reason
use that in the bars. Like, oh yeah, Rowan Darkwood, I almost killed that.
it's not just that. It's Victor made the conscious choice to save Rowan Darkwood.
I've noticed that McDohl, who is with us for the last campaign, pokes his head into our party chat from time to time.
He's gonna love this.
All he does is ask, "Did you guys deal with Darkwood yet?" No.
Have you put Darkwood back in the gym?
That's the extent of his interest in the campaign so far.
So he'll like this one. He'll get a kick out of it.
No, he won't. He'll be like, "Why did you finish him off?"
Why save him?
Somewhere, Killian's like, God damn it.
Keeling would have finished it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Victor, if you make any attacks with a weapon that deals piercing damage, or I would say even your psychic knives using other damage types, other than psionic, because psionic cannot draw blood.
So no more fire damage.
You're allowed to do it, but you'll have to make a dark powers check to do it for the next in-game month. And we're just going to kind of eyeball when a month is up, because I'm not actually keeping track of a calendar for this game.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Was that the last of the downtime actions?
I mean, he takes Ekon's. This is the time it would take him to learn the language, so he'll be ready before we leave.
Okay. So that leaves the deal with Tenny and the feather.
Yeah. I do not want to go away for an extended period of time, leaving that unaddressed.
You don't know about it, so
I guess not, no.
We were going to actually, we were, discussing, talking to Tenny and seeing if she wanted to, make the tutelage with the druidess, an official thing. Because we gave her the option previously, and she was she threw her little 10-year-old tantrum. I guess she's 11 now.
Yeah,
But
probably.
she threw her little tantrum, but decided to do it anyway. So it's do we want to do it on officially and pay and give her compensation for the work?
Well, Evie picked up something in Beata's magic that she did not like. And I know Evie doesn't like anything, but there was something a little suspicious that needed to be interrogated there. And I'm wondering if there's a connection between her and the Raven people.
I mean, they haven't done anything wrong.
So the first question is, do you formalize tutelage? Do you go to Beata and hire her to...
Does Tenny want to do that?
If you ask Tenny, she'll revert back to her, you're going to make me do whatever you want anyway. Why do you keep asking me and then making me do the things I don't want anyway? She's still 11. She's still throwing temper tantrums from time to time.
worry about all the children.
Well,
that were
okay.
kids.
How about we talk to Beata and just be like, don't tell Tinny, like where we're going to like officially do it. So just make sure she receives fair compensation for the training.
Okay, I just said I'm suspicious of her, and you're saying we're gonna hire her.
Like,
Yeah, Victor supports that.
has she done anything to warrant the suspicion?
There's all I know is that something about her magic rubbed me the wrong way when I investigated it.
You are like the fourth worst person in this party at magic.
What better way to find out about her magic than to have her train Tinny so we can see more of it?
No,
Evie, you're doing it again.
I am looking out for the welfare of my sister.
Okay, so explain the bad feeling. Explain it to us instead of just.
I did like an insight check, and I was told there was something suspicious in her magic. That's all I got. Something I didn't like.
So you have suspicions, but no evidence.
It was a suspicion in like I forget exactly how it was worded. It was a suspicion in like something Tinny was doing.
Yeah, there was some. I don't remember how it was specific. Just that there was something suspicious about it.
All magic here is suspicious compared to what we're used to.
I mean, the thing is unless we run her out of the village, which I guess we could do since we've gotten pretty practiced at this point.
I'm
Running
not
people out
saying
of the
she's
villages.
evil and she's trying to kill us. I'm saying there's something here.
So mechanically, what this decision is going to mean is that when Tenny earns a full experience level, basically,
Yeah.
if you choose to hire Beata as a tutor, she will take that level in Druid. Otherwise,
Right.
she will take that level in Noble.
Victor,
Mechanically, that's the difference.
She seems to be much more like Jeannie went to our parents when she was probably 10, 11 or 12 years old and said, I want to go work with machines. And they basically sent her off to the finest possible school. And she was able to do that. She was able to do the thing that she wanted to do. She sees no reason Tinny can't do the same thing.
No, she still has to learn the basics of house magic, though.
Victor,
You are already able to cast house spells at that point.
Yeah, she is a little behind on her education there.
Victor thinks that being a druid makes Tinny much happier, so he's going to support that she do
And
that.
Ekon's a traditionalist. He says, just like everyone else, she needs one level in Noble. Then she can do whatever she wants.
So that leaves Evie and Edmont to chime in. We have 2 for Noble and 1 for Druid so far.
Edmont is in favor of Noble, but when she says she's doing this for the safety of her sister, Edmont rattles the chains of manacles he's packing into his gear, and he says, "Yes, many things you do for the sake of your family."
And I'm assuming Evie would also vote Noble.
Well, I'm going to do an augury and say I let Beata continue to instruct my sister without any interference. Do I get any kind of reading off of that?
Yeah, wheel and woe. You get the ambiguous result.
Mm-hmm.
Life is ambiguous. Like, let's just let her continue on as she is.
My vote is Noble.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just let her continue on as she is. She's doing the noble training but she's also getting the druid training on the side. Like, that seems to make her happy. Also, it probably makes her a little happy because she thinks she's getting one over on us.
As far as the Raven Feather, she says that she found it on the road as you guys were journeying back, and it's an obvious lie. That is not how she found it.
So the first thing Victor is going to do is teach her to hide things better.
No, that's the second thing. The first thing you're going to do is stab the best NPC in the campaign.
That's the first and the last thing I'm going to do. So Victor will, he'll ask her about the feather, and then he'll teach her how to sleight of hand to hide things a little better, so it'll be a little bit less obvious.
I feel like that if she's going to lie to us, she should be better at it.
Exactly. So he's not going to get mad at her. He's going to give her tips to hide stuff better. Then he's going to tell her that he knows she's not telling the truth, but if she wants to, he's there to listen, and he's not going to judge her.
I
And he's not gonna
tried that
force you.
previously, and like it almost ruined my relationship with her. I'll have you remember that exact same tack the last time she lied to us.
It was the two of you that had discovered she had the feather, yes?
No, it
I
was
think
just
only
Victor.
Victor knows.
It was just Victor.
Only Victor.
Okay. I thought it was Victor and one other person for some reason.
I made a roll for it, but I did not roll high enough.
That's right. I let the two rogues roll. Victor, make a persuasion check.
Ew, that's a fat 11.
An 11?
Yeah. I just suck at rolling today.
Yeah, it's very I don't know. You rolled the best possible complication.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, it's obvious that she's lying about where she got the feather. So when you tell her like, "Hey, I'll teach you how to be better at hiding things. If you're gonna hide things, you should be able to do it more competently." She just clams up, acts like she doesn't know what you're talking about. And if you press the issue too much, she'll start to get emotional about it. Like, nobody ever believes me. How come you guys
Yeah,
don't try?
He's
But
not
she lies every time.
She does lie quite a lot, yes.
Yeah, he's not going to press the issue. He's just going to leave it in the air. He knows she's not telling the truth, and if she ever wants to, he's more than willing to listen.
Okay. So I guess the next question that I have was that's the end of downtime. That was the resolution for Tenny. So we're not hiring the druid. She's going to get a level of noble first. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So on her 12th birthday, which, I don't have a calendar set up, so we'll just pick an arbitrary date at some point in the future. We'll assign her a level of noble.
Victor will mention to Edmont about the feather and tell him to keep it quiet for the time being.
To Edmont?
Yeah.
Does Edmont keep it quiet?
Yeah.
The plan is to arrive at Lake Rudolph, meet Van Richten there. He says he will have chartered a boat and hired on a Vistani navigator to take you safely through the mists to arrive at the Sea of Secrets. Is anybody going to do anything with Zakweel in the village? Or are we able to just kind of flip past that particular chapter? You're just going to roll up, accept this parcel you want delivered, board your boat, and be on your way.
I said Jeannie would volunteer to be the one to get the package and ask if, and then like when she goes to pick it up, she'll basically ask him if he's still going to remain in contact the way he previously had.
I mean, to that end, he will say, give a non-committal answer. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to continue to grace you with my presence.
Uh-huh.
Victor will just
I'll ask him anything like I'm assuming the package is sealed. It's like any
Yes.
special handling options for the package. It's not going to blow up on us, is it? If we jostle it wrong.
No, it's most likely, given the shape and weight of it, you think it's a tome, a book.
Okay.
But I guess my question is, do I need to prep a Lake Rudolph
No.
scene for next week?
I don't
No.
think so.
We're not going to try to storm the tower or steal his salvage or set the
No,
walls on fire.
Victor's going to send a nice, flowery, thank you for letting us do this, apologies for my sister's bad behavior, or cousin's bad behavior, blah, blah, blah.
Victor sent me a
What?
lot of apology letters. So Victor's going to put together an edible arrangements
Yes.
for Zach.
This is the thing.
That was actually Ekon and Edmont. That entire scene. That was Ekon and Edmont acting bad.
The important thing is everybody's misbehaved. Okay, so for next week, we will bring it up on the Sea of Secrets, and we will open up on the sea monster attack.
Yay, sea
Sounds
monsters!
normal. And I will not stab it with a dagger.
I'm going to go
Why
ahead
else?
and
What else do you do on the sea?
post a
But
straw poll.
it's all they ever do on the sea.
I'm going to go dark for just 2 minutes as you guys start discussing your blips. I'll be right back.
Who was the most creative today?
Orson?
Can't give Orson blips. That would be Edmont. I want to give that to for the creative ways he has just been passive. He's been very creatively passive aggressive for the last this session in particular.
Listen, I'm sorry. It's Lawful Evil is my favorite alignment to play.
Why would you apologize?
Don't apologize. Just be better.
I just don't want to be a bastard. Who
Who's
furthers
the
the party's goals the most?
I guess Evie for calling a meeting to try and smooth things over.
Right.
I don't think it
Yeah.
worked.
I think
No, it worked.
It kind of.
I feel like it
I
worked.
don't- It worked at by 25%.
I think it worked, but I think it was also. I also feel like roleplay wise, it might have been, just a touch too late. Kind of like coming to the Evie came to this conclusion slightly after everything had become potentially much harder to reconcile. It's basically one of those things. But yeah.
No, but that was a good call. That was well, he's a family needed to hash that out.
All right. I mean, I don't want to make anybody jelly, but I've just been informed that we're having B-dubs for dinner.
Again?
I know. We just had B-dubs last week. It's like, what is it? Christmas 2 weeks in a row?
I want some wings.
In 2 weeks it'll be Halloween. Christmas does not start. It should not be discussed until after Thanksgiving. I'm sorry.
Before the concert last night, we went to Mellow Mushroom for dinner, and they have amazing wings. So good.
I've never actually had their wings. I usually get pizza when I'm there.
Oh, we got a pizza too because we're both fat Americans. Like, we ate way too much. But all right. So next week we have some actual combat and fun stuff, and God, not so much of this boring talky nonsense. Oh, you guys were.
We stabbed Darkwood.
To be fair,
coma.
Listen, Brickroad, I will say, from a player perspective, all the discussions we've had and the players, this has begotten to be the most, all the, the downtime stuff and, out of combat encounters have been some of the most stressful.
Yeah.
That was also the case, I feel like, for quite a lot of Planescape. We're like, good, we're in a dungeon. This is going to be straightforward.
We're in a dungeon. We can murder everything here. Great.
No consequence-free dungeoning.
I'm going to start with Victor because he wants to change his alignment.
Yes.
So, what's your new alignment?
It's chaotic neutral.
And are you keeping the same aspect to your alignment? The ends justify the means?
It's kind of shifting to whatever it takes.
Do whatever it takes?
Whatever it takes.
What does whatever it takes mean in terms of being chaotic neutral?
Specifically, whatever it takes to get us closer to being able to go home.
Even if that involves stabbing the best NPC in the campaign.
Yes.
To be fair.
He's not going to actively try and murder people.
To be fair, Darkwood kind of deserves to be stabbed.
Now,
he does.
That's interesting. He's not going to try to murder people, but when Van Richten asks you what your job is, you say, I kill things.
They're all bad people.
Yeah, he kills things, not people.
Okay, are you going to claim a blip for your ideal or your flaw this week?
Yeah, so for ideal, seek the truth no matter the cost, that would be attending the family meeting to find out how everybody felt, even though he didn't have any desire to deal with Evie's bullshit. And the flaw would be having Van Richten check to see if Evie was cursed for not using knowledge over people.
Okay. I mean, he might be possessed by a banshee, we don't know, or one of the ancient dead.
I don't know.
Maximum strength gaslighting. She literally thought she was going crazy there for a second.
She might be.
So some of the best second edition books ever written are a line of Ravenloft books called Van Richten's Guide to, and they're some form of monster. There's a guide to ghosts, a guide to like demons, a guide to every like form of monster you'd find in a horror setting. And there's one that is just the Guide to Ancient Dead, which is I think is about liches and mummies both. All bad news. Who else has some blips for me?
Go.
Genie,
So,
what you got?
First off, I didn't give you a. I forgot to give you the. For my leveled the reputation,
Okay.
so I do have that prepared.
Yeah.
Just standoffish.
You don't say.
And then my blips are my ideal practical solution to impractical problems. Yeah, you can cut off my toe to do your test.
He didn't give the toe back either. That's his toe now.
He didn't give the toe back?
No.
Oh,
Wasn't that obvious?
No, I didn't think about it. Jeannie was too worried. Like, I think that like a day or two later, like Jeannie would have been like, "Wait, I didn't get my toe back."
At that point, he's already left.
He's like long gone. It's in a jar in formaldehyde in his wagon.
Maybe you'll be lucky and you'll grow a new one.
Maybe the toe will grow a new genie.
I think both of those situations would be bad. Flaw, don't worry about it. It was just a setback for telling Evie that if no, I'm not going to kill you. If you become a danger to the family, I'll also become a danger to the family.
I love Evie and Genie's relationship so much.
I'll be a
It's
danger
so
with the
beautiful
family.
in such a wonderfully fucked up way.
He is a psychopath. I'll be a danger to the family with you. We
Okay.
could be that together. It's be a bonding experience. And
Your bonding experience. You're already well bonded. Come on now.
the video.
Okay. And who wants to go next? Edmont?
I can go.
Go.
Yep. I have my alignment lawful evil. Blood runs thicker than water, and my own blood thicker still. For his insistence during the family meeting that he's not going to be made to go into the Giggle Dungeon.
Okay.
I have my ideal. Life is my canvas, and I will make my mark on it for showing off his own art to Dr. Van Richten, and also drawing his coach.
Okay.
And also my flaw. This world is filled with predators and prey, and I sure as hell am not the prey. For actually going out and werewolfing out and getting something out of it.
So you wrote all your new abilities down in your...
Yeah, I do need a little. I'm gonna need you to copy paste like the
Yeah, we can go over all that again in a second.
drawback again real quick. Yeah,
No problem.
You can do that off screen or something.
That's fine. Ekon, what does Ekon have for me?
So I've got my alignment lawful good, the shining words of air lay down a path for us all for instructing Van Richten through the specifics of Aetherian religion and also, not following pointless superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my ideal, give me a reason for his unwillingness to keep Edmont restrained in the Giggle Dungeon against his will.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my flaw, I'm sure there has to be something good just over the next hill for his inclination to make the most of the place that they are in Ravenloft in case they don't find a way home.
Okay. I don't think Evie earned any blips, did she?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I have alignment chaotic good. I will do my duty, but I shall always be true to myself for her conversation with Jeannie to make sure she was not transforming into an evil tyrant.
So, where Evie landed on that, like, she just accepts that if she does, like, Jeannie's on her side anyway, and then she's fine with that?
Evie doesn't want to turn evil and isn't planning on turning evil.
Okay.
But if she is, she would genuinely want Jeannie to stop her.
Evie and Ekon are the last holdouts for good alignments in this party. You guys are the last hope for House Veritas.
She's trying really hard. She is really being challenged. Ideal, I must become a leader for others to believe in, for calling a family meeting to try to sort some of this shit out, and it was somewhat successful. Evie definitely gets a lot more done when she acts like an adult instead of, a sullen teenager.
Right.
And
Dogs agree.
I'm very glad the dogs agree. Last but not least, Flaw, no one understands for being constantly gaslit by Victor. I mean, non-stop. I'm starting to feel crazy.
But you don't know that you're not possessed by a ghost or something.
I guess I don't. It is
Yeah.
Ravenloft. I could be.
Who
Maybe
had-
Evie's already a Dark Lord. She rules her own domain, the Mist.
Nah, you're good aligned. You can't be a Dark Lord.
Nothing can seem to
How
kill her.
long?
She's immortal.
Who had the most creative solution to a problem this week?
That was
Edmont for non-stop passive aggression.
he's found like new and interesting ways to be passive aggressive to Evie, and it's funny.
I feel like that's just become the party's hobby now, is find new ways to pick on Evie.
You're the one who wanted to be in charge. This is just
I know.
part and parcel of being in charge.
To be fair, we had a discussion who should be like the name on the deed, and then like we were like, well, the person should be like whoever's first in line among the six of us, and we kind of like it. Well, it's Evie, so I guess it's you. And all right, I'll do it.
Who did the most to further the party's goals?
It was Evie for calling a meeting to try and make things better. To stop the passive aggression.
And who was the badass?
Victor wants to claim that one.
Yeah, for maiming Darkwood, that's pretty good.
Wait, for the badass? Like, he turned white, ran away crying from the scene, incoherently ranted at Ekon to go fix his problem for him.
Yeah, but this was what you said. You said he nearly fatally wounded Rowan fucking Darkwood.
Well, the book said he almost fatally wounds his opponent, and then I just thought it would be really funny if that happened to be Darkwood.
I mean, but he didn't almost. I mean, like he didn't die, so no experience.
No, the book says it doesn't kill his opponent, but nearly fatally wounds him.
Does that mean they're nearly wounded, or the wound was nearly fatal?
I took it to mean like the wound could potentially be fatal, more so than should be acceptable for the kind of fighting that Victor was doing.
Yeah, the actual word is you accidentally deliver a near fatal wound to a foe.
Yeah, it's supposed to, it's like, I mean, it's pit fighting. It's like Fight Club. It's not gladiatorial combat, so you're not supposed to kill anybody.
It's like you paralyze them.
It's an underground boxing ring, basically. Who has intangibles for the week?
Bandit.
Who do we want to give that to?
Can Jeannie take it for letting the man cut off her toe?
Yeah, I support that.
Yeah, for being experimented on, because that's what was happening there.
And
He's doing all kinds of toes on your experiments on your toes.
Edmont has our straw poll. We're level 11, are we? Yes.
Yes.
So blips are currently worth 500 because blips go down for whatever reason. Edmont, you have 3 and
Sure.
earned 5, so you're rolling over at least 2. Would you like to come in next week with 6?
Let's see. I'm gonna have to do some calculations here on my end.
Okay. Ekon, you have 4 and earned 3, so you're rolling over at least 1.
Yeah.
Would you like to come in next week with 6?
What's the next level?
85.
The 85 is 11.
Yeah.
Next is 100,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
I think if I roll mine over, I go to 11.
Well, you can do the math on that as I go down.
I'm still too far
Evie.
out for 6 blips, so I'm holding on to my 6.
Evie,
we
you
should
have
get a lot
6 and you're rolling over 4.
Yep.
Jeannie, you have 5, you earned 4, so you're rolling over at least 3. Do you want to come in next week with 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I roll over all of mine.
So you're coming in next week with 0?
Yeah, 85, 561.
And Victor, you had 0 and you just earned 3.
I'll take those.
So you're going to come in next week with 3. And Edmont, are you coming next week with 6?
Yeah, I'm holding on to 6 next
All right.
week.
Now, I do have
No,
combat
85, 06.
and like a dungeon kind of thing planned. And I would like to say that the role-playing will get less stressful when you arrive in Lamortia, but I just don't think that that's true. We're about to embark on a plot that I wrote very early in the campaign, and I'm delighted to finally get to it. So when we come back next week,
No.
the Eff Me Up Fam continues.
Yay!
Is that our name now? We're the Eff Me Up Fam.
I'm
We're not
afraid
the
Treble's
Veritas-
gonna name the episode that now, so I'm gonna stop saying it. Thanks for playing,
Or
guys.
was it? But
See everybody next Sunday.
yep.
Later.
Yeah.